I'm going to preface this by saying, I'm not naive to the fact that the OHL might not be for everybody, the same way that, the NCAA or the college route might not be for everybody. And I think it's important to note that, you can't paint it all with one brush, and it's very, family decision. But when I'm talking about, the OHL and what we have to offer, I often go back to my experience and the decision-making process there. And I think that, parents and players should take comfort in the fact that, that if you're coming to the OHL, it's very clear, it's documented, it's out there, that the OHL gives you the best opportunity to play in the National Hockey League, statistically speaking. Mm-hmm. It's the best junior hockey league, in the world, and the numbers speak for themselves that we discussed earlier. That's one important piece. But the other important piece is that the players and families can be comfortable knowing that they're taken care of beyond hockey and education. There's stories on top of stories in myself and in Spencer of players who, like the large majority, did not, amount to National Hockey League careers. But the OHL, I can confidently say, is what allowed me the opportunity to have the success that I've had to this point in life. Spencer would say the same thing. There's several others that would say the same thing. So I think it's, the biggest thing is you're comfortable knowing that worst case scenario is your education costs covered and a degree in your back pocket or multiple. Along with the opportunity to play in the best development league in the world. And I think when you combine the two of them, I know that it's cliche, but it really is the best of both worlds. And if you look at the parents and the players' decision-making process throughout this, these times in their minor hockey lives, the decision-making process boils down, to two things, and that's hockey and that's development. And then in a lot of cases, that's education. And I think that as a league, we do an exceptional job, making sure that both of those are taken care of for our players and having that scholarship option for them, having it be available for whatever, their aspirations are beyond hockey. And the other thing, I probably should have mentioned it when we talked about the scholarship in the first place, and I think you touched on it, was that that scholarship is still in place after you leave the league if you sign professionally. So the only league in the world or the only contract in the world that would void your OHL scholarship is a National Hockey League entry-level scholarship or entry-level contract. And in that case, Andy, I think I'd trade places. But otherwise, you can sign an American League contract, you can sign an East Coast League contract, you can sign in any league in Europe, and essentially have 18 months, to decide whether you're going to access your scholarship or continue playing professionally. And that becomes a bit loaded in one situation as well, where, it gives the opportunity for perhaps an overage or a 19-year-old player to say, I feel like I don't have an NHL contract, but I feel like I may be close. I feel like I can sign in the American League and earn one. Great. We want to support that as a league. We want to have these players exhaust all options. And they can do that and have 18 months to decide, what the course of action is. If they stay after 18 months, then, their school package is voided. And often many of them come back and realize that the NHL may be not a reality. They come back and they play university hockey and then return to the American League or the East Coast League, when they've got a degree in their back pocket. So that's a big thing there. And the other thing, that the scholarship has two stipulations, and that is that when you access it, when you begin accessing it, call it after that 18 months, you have to be a full-time student, which in most institutions is 3 classes per semester, and you have to access it continuously. What players, some of them do, it certainly takes commitment, but they can access it while playing professionally. So, for example, if I'm playing in the East Coast League or if I'm playing in the American League, as long as I'm committed to as long as I'm A, not on an NHL contract, or B, I have the commitment and the drive to take 3 university credits online and do those, semester over semester, just like a normal student, you can, technically leverage that at the same time as well. So that's back to the flexibility that we spoke of. And I think to wrap this all into one, you combine the academics, you combine the education and the scholarship and the opportunities that are there to play in the league hockey-wise, frankly, that was what made it a no-brainer for me. And, I think that's the way that the league is taking a leadership role and creating a foundation for players' lives beyond hockey is, a big difference maker.